Hello everybody and welcome to JSmith Takes a Quick Look at Deadlock. I am JSmith and I am on the internet. Thank you very much for joining with me today. Deadlock is developed by 5 Bits Games. Deadlock is a dystopian tower climb first-person shooter / puzzler in which you utilize gravity, power-ups, and miscellaneous devices to journey upward into the unknown. It is currently in alpha, which is amazing for how great the graphics look in this game, and I guess, I don't know, chalk that up to Unity for once more making a beautiful, beautiful game. So it's available on Desura right now for $9, or you could try out the demo for free. There is no greenlight page at the time of this recording, so Desura is probably the only place you can go to find it and buy it, but I will have links to their website as well in the description below. The game it's interesting. It's got like this really cool kind of speedrun mechanic, so you can play the story mode, which is nice, but it also has these speedruns that has your whole trials. You could, you know, see how fast you can beat off your friends. Whoa. See how fast that you can beat your friends' times. But regardless, we are just going to go through the story mode. Just a quick, about like 15 minutes into it. I really can't say enough how much I like this game. It captured my imagination basically the first time I played through it, and I completed it. So right now in the version I have, there's 3 different levels currently available, this being the first one. They probably last about 20 minutes each, I would say. So in the speedrun mode, there is a story element to it. So log 00 myth. Then, having accepted his burden, the lone hero started walking toward the gigantic tower, which is where I am. So this whole facility is basically just one giant tower. It's crazy. Didn't have the choice. I mean, he could have fled, couldn't he? So I'm not exactly sure what I am, but I jump, and it kind of sounds like I'm a maybe mechanic, like a robot type person, or at least have support from like mechanical legs that also have a double jump ability. I have this gun that fires these laser bullets that I'm going to be able to use to trigger some little devices along my journey up. I only have 30 to fire at one time, and if I actually go down to 0, I'm not sure what happens. I've never gotten down to 0. Apparently it just takes away and you can't use it anymore. Anyways, so no, he didn't have a choice because he was carrying all the hope left in this world. I don't need the gun for this current setup, I think, so I'm not gonna have to, you know, use it too much. Without hesitating a second, he threw himself at the tower, leaping into the endless void. There is okay, so first person, I guess, puzzle / oh god, I can't believe I almost fell, / platformer is probably the best way to describe it. And it's usually not a thing that I like, a genre that I'm, you know, attracted to, but for whatever reason, I am for this. Oh, from down there, the green kind of circle thing, when I step on that, it's my save point. It, one, refreshes my bullets and also acts as, you know, a place that I can respawn to if I happen to die. Because heroes are beyond any known limit. They live and die and push back limits of our imagination. So the graphics, very futuristic, very dystopian. I think I'm some sort of like AI or some sort of like metallic hero, I guess. Tell me, can only men become heroes? So maybe not. Maybe I can be the hero that I need. I'm not exactly sure what goes on in the story, so there's not too much that's revealed. There's these little snippets. Not at all. It's the only thing that matters is what your soul is made of. So the little snippets of story kind of give you glimpses into what's happened in this past, the future, and everything. So here is the big old tower that I'm eventually going to climb up. But I love the architecture of this game. It just looks really pretty, and everything just kind of works well. Now go to sleep, sweetheart. Don't be afraid. You have nothing to fear here. Here's another save point. If I do happen to fall, it's no big deal. Let's try that out right here. If I fall, I did get that last spawn point, but I fall down here, and that's a really kind of deep void and black hole down there. But respawn, everything's fine. No penalty is given to me. But I have a little bit of an option here of which way I want to complete tasks. And the game does this every once in a while, so there'll be a couple of branching paths that go in either direction. I gotta kind of land right in the middle of all 3 of these, but I am, oh, not able to disable them yet. That is in the future. So I gotta make sure that these kind of boosts could be something that help me out, or they could be something that kind of hurt me. Another save point. Log doors. They give me a new tool that helped me dive deeper. Oh, that's right. Because I beat the game already. This is the part where you first get your rifle. And so he looks at it. No, like Halo. What is that? What they do in Halo or in like Half-Life? I forget. He kind of like looks at his gun and inspects it. I don't know. Regardless, we're gonna shoot this open. This is meaningful. I'm not sure, but so now this is the first time I get to use my gun and my weapon and kind of start using it to mess about with the world around me. Interesting thing about this game, I like the subtlety of the noise and the graphics. So there's not too much going on right now. There's some ambient kind of like wind blowing and everything. It's a lot different. It's a stark contrast from how the time trial goes, in which you have this kind of like constant like moving beats, or you're getting down with the dubstep or whatever that's kind of blazing in your ear. But it's really not too bad. I like it. I think the sound design is really well done, especially with like the jumps and the double jumps. It really sounds like I have, you know, some sort of weight to me, which is great. As I continue up here, you can notice that my gun is actually counting the time that I've spent in the game already, which is 4 minutes and 43 seconds. So, but it's normal. This is the way we see our elevation. Use my double jump to get across here and vertically. So, the game. Oh God! I didn't press the button, so I am going to fall into oblivion. I tried to touch on these rings before, but it seemed to always kind of disintegrate before that. So let's turn on this, and now we can go upwards. And so here we go. Is there another way? So there's not really too many characters to interact with. As a matter of fact, there's like no other characters to interact with. There's some enemies, but we'll get to. We might be able to get to them later on. We'll see. It might be a little bit after the 15-minute mark, but I definitely did want to show you the beginnings, just because it begins to introduce you to some of the mechanics of the game. And I wonder if I have my boost ability that I got later on. So I do. Good. So I have, with the inclusion of my gun, I also have a boost ability that I get much later on in the game that will really serve as a lot of help, hopefully. So got to shoot these boosts away because they will eventually hurt me by shooting me off the edge. All kind of going and wrapping itself up into the time trial business. So you can do all of the whole game in like time trial format. So you're not going to be kind of bogged down by any of like the graphic, or not the graphics, the storyline. You don't have to read anything if you don't want to. So you can kind of just only focus on the matter at hand. Told him the feeling I'm being watched, but nobody believes me. No one ever believes me. So we will go through the next area, and here is our first trap, so to speak. This thing will just shoot its little beams of, I don't know, balls at me. If it hits me, really no big deal. It does bounce me back though, so we'll have to keep that in mind as I continue along. I can disable it simply by shooting it, and it will shut down, but I think he eventually gets back to life. Yes, he does, and he is still mad at me. So we will shoot that again and continue on our adventure journey of a lifetime. I love the graphics of this game. It looks so pretty. And you can, after this game, or like the farther that you get up into the tower, the more of like the area below that you can see. So you can actually kind of see the entire world above you and below you. You can see where you've been, see where you have to go. And it's a really kind of, it's something that is, I want to say like awe-inspiring. Because you see exactly where you've been and where you need to go, and like the future layouts of all the things that you'll be having to go to in the future. It's really kind of cool. So as I go through here, there's so much verticality to this game, and I think it's really unique the way that they use the dead space. Like there's nothing going on with the big leaps and the chasms, to how much that you have to kind of go throughout this game and get as far as you possibly can without falling into the abyss, like me right here. So I think the first 3 worlds are about like 20 minutes each or so, probably shorter for the first world. Maybe it's about like 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how good you are. And then with the difficulty ramping up in the later stages, it'll take a little bit longer to complete those levels. All 3 took me about an hour to do. Maybe a little bit more than that, actually. Probably like an hour and a half. Oh, God, I fell again. Gotta be cautious of those. I'm always so much worse when I play this with an audience. Well, there's really no audience, but I have to play it with, oh god, listening to myself, which is always spelling impending doom for me. So jump across here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Shoot these. I don't want to be shot. Okay, good. Thank you. Keep disabling all the turret devices. You as well. Don't need you up my ass. And up and over. Now, should be starting to get somewhere. Let's disable him so I could jump over and up. So there are some enemies that you'll meet later on, and you'll definitely have some like portal-y vibes. Basically, what happened? Oh, fudge my brown hole. To quote Michael A. L. Fox. There's some like portal references almost. So there's like boxes and cubes that you have to use. They're kind of enemies, so like turret enemies, but also in box form. And they'll bash you around, but they have like these weird little like robot voices that you would have. Maybe like familiarity with from like the portal turrets. So it is taking some good things from good locations. I'm not exactly sure if it needed to be. It almost strikes me as too similar in some ways. So we project our will. So I haven't even. Oh, what? Well, oh, am I supposed to be over here? Is this where I was? I don't know. I think I'm supposed to be here. Regardless, I'm gonna go here anyways, as far as we can. So jump up to this. Oh god, I double jumped when I probably shouldn't have. But I'm still alive. Oh god, thank god I have this dash ability. I think that might save my life or help me to die, pending on if I'm able to jump up to here. Well done. Good job, Josh. Okay, so one other thing that you'll notice is, so I do have the countdown for my 28 bullets left, but I also am able to, you see this kind of path thing? It's like the dotted lines. If I press E and use my dodge ability, that will go down and refill as well. So it's just kind of, it's able to make a HUD without there being a HUD, which I always can kind of appreciate in video gaming. Let's jump up here, and I want to see if I can get on. There we are. If I shoot that, what happens if I shoot that green thing? Nothing happens? Okay, well, I'll just disable those and fling on through. You're awaiting an echo, so let's tab and jump over to here. I don't understand how the game kind of works sometimes. So like here is a puzzle that had me confused for the longest time playing just single player. I'm not even exactly sure if I beat it correctly. I'm never sure if I beat it correctly, but in any case, I'll give it the old college try, right? And if I jump up here, I can at least jump to over here. So that's how I accomplish it. I don't know if I'm supposed to shoot these things. Does that slow it down? Does that speed it up? Nothing happens. Regardless, here's a windmill. If I shoot this little blue thing, which is hard, I don't understand why it's so hard. Like, do I lead it or do I just shoot it on the thing? Because you can see the bullets, but every time that I shoot it, it always seems to miss. Or anytime I try to compensate for the lag or the force behind it, I always seem to miss. But regardless, here we go. So just I like this game a whole lot, and I can't wait to see more of it in the future. There's not too much bad things to notice about it. Maybe just a little bit. I don't know. I like the way it's designed. It's not. I don't feel like it's too open. I don't feel like there's. I need a whole lot more to kind of keep my interest. I played it for the first 3 levels. I beat the first 3 levels in about the hour, like I said, and it's really fun. It's a really good game. If I oh, okay. So here's like the next series of puzzles. So check this out. I could go through that bottom hole, or I could shoot up through this one too and try to get in this way. The bottom one takes a little bit less. It doesn't take nearly as long, but it has a bigger risk for failure. So if I jump over here, I'll be able to start in mine. And so here is where like the puzzles really kind of start shining, and it gets much more difficult the farther we go. So let's see if I could jump to this second one. That'll buy me some time. Third one, and well done. And I think as soon as I get to the top of this next tower, we'll call it a good video. So I have to climb in this circle while also avoiding all of these laser beams. But there's also the jets that will try to shoot me back as well. So I'm pretty used to this. I got stuck here for a little bit while I was just playing the game for funsies. But I think that's how you do it. If I jump into that centers thing, I just fall down. It's like I was hoping that, you know, maybe it would give me some cool powers. It doesn't, which is which is a little bit butts, but that is, you know, what are you gonna do with your life? If I jump up here, opens up more pathways to the great unknown, I suppose. And where to go from here? I guess I'll climb over here. It's like there's like no really kind of set stopping point for the game. I mean, I know the loading screen, but as soon as like you go through the loading screen, the game puts you in like a new place. So there's no like real sense of having level. Oh god. Okay, so here's the container cube that kind of talks. So at least maybe I'll showcase this off for a little bit. So he talks to you if you shoot him. Where is he at? Hey, hey. Maybe? Come on, talk to me. Say words. Yeah, okay, so you're just like, no, no, and things like that. It's just like, almost has the same, it's like a cross between Claptrap and the turrets from Portal. It's really strange. How do I get up? Oh, this thing. But regardless, this is Deadlock. It's a whole lot of fun. I've appreciated it like so far. I love the architecture. I love seeing all the different aspects of the game. And I like the dead space that they use. It seems really well done. I do want to get at least to the top of here. I know it's just like, you know, just one more level type of game for me, and I can't get enough of it. At least not yet. But I do want to get to the top of this tower just so, you know, perhaps I could show you a little bit of what I mean by seeing all the places like under you and over you as well. So, okay, so here we go. Up there is a great vast unknown journey that you will eventually go to. Down there is all the places that you've seen, all the things that you've done before. You can't go down there, you can't fall anywhere because this little, you know, tower or just line of anger. Oh god, that thing followed me, you dick. Okay, so regardless, it's really cool to see how expansive that this one world could be. It's so pretty. It's a lovely little game. Go check it out on Desura. It's free to try the demo. $9 for the game in its entirety at this point right now. It is currently in alpha and still very much being worked upon. But if you see like this game right now, and there's a whole lot of potential for it, whether you're a fan of leaderboard games or just a fan of platformers or first-person games in general, I think there's something a little bit for everyone in this game. Does get my seal of approval. I think it's worth the $10 even though it's fairly short right now, but you'll have the game basically forever and get all the updates as it currently keeps kind of popping them out. Thank you guys very much for joining with me today. I am JSmith and I'm on the internet. I will see you tomorrow for another video. We'll see you.